to go through.
He's just bailed on the lap. Surprised me.
Alright, we'll start now. Okay, welcome to Intercontinental ANZCRL's Intercontinental GT Challenge, the final round at Nurburgring 9 hours. And in the commentary box we have got Lockie 55s joining me, Woody Lizard.
G'day everyone.
Yeah, g'day Lockie, and this is just the final part of the qualifying session. And looks like we've just had the wildcard entry of Colonel Lloyd actually in the Vodafone number 2
Quick lap.
Just topped the timesheets, Lockie.
Yeah, good news story here. Lloydie and Triple both sort of started the season were a bit umming and ahhing as to whether or not they'd be able to join the series. And Triple has actually ended up racing at every single race so far. And Lloydie's not far behind him, I think only missing Bathurst and something else.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. So, yeah, they've done really well as a wildcard reserve drivers for all the permanent team drivers. They've been the drivers in hot demand, and especially Triple Rotor. And Lloydie's been filling the spot also in the McLaren before with Unscrewed Squid when they were unlucky in Spa in the 24-hour race where Unscrewed Squid had, actually Lloydie had their problem with his wheel disconnecting with only on the last lap near the corner, and took him forever to get restarted.
And then he had also the internet in the next session.
Yeah, that's right too, yeah, got disconnected.
That's who it was off the track. I saw a car off track, I couldn't work out who it was. The current provisional pole man here.
Oh, I topped the timesheets late in the session. Sado's doing his best. He's been the man of the series in the Intercontinental GT Challenge. Taking the fastest lap in every race so far of the 4 rounds that we've had. Starting off with the Bathurst 12-hour, and then we had the California 8 hours at Laguna Seca. He got the fastest lap in that in the race. Then the Spa 24 hours, he dominated that with the fastest lap. And the last race at Sakito, he again pulled off the fastest lap. So today we'll just see what he can do in this session at the Nurburgring 9 hours. This is only the qualifying with only 1 minute to go, and Lockie 55's his teammate, and hoping to see
unfortunately
Sato do well.
Unfortunately, I haven't had the greatest run. let the whole team down a bit actually. Yeah.
I think you've held your own there, Lockie. I wouldn't say that. Things have happened, but you've done the best you can with your hardware that you've got. You're the only controller in our group. Most of us are all of us are all actually on wheels, so you actually do show true form on the controller.
Was it Last of the Mohicans?
Something like that, and I think a lot of us respect how fast you can be on the controller, Lockie, so I wouldn't take that away from you, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, as cool a novelty as it is, there are plans in place at the moment to transition over. Watch this space.
I'm sure we all will be, mate, and we're probably wishing you would go back on controller after we do watch that space, mate. So, but anyway, we'll look at the Highlander there, just getting a little bit sideways coming into the hairpin there.
I think he's on a. I think he's just because he just set a lap while we were talking then, and moved up as Shad's clearly not content with almost winning the championship already. He's going to try and get it on the front row there.
And as you see, it's getting very dark. It's very twilight now, so Highlander just hasn't put his lights on. He's just concentrating on his last few corners. Got the last corner.
I think the Merc has quite dull lights. I think you'll find his headlights are on. We just can't see it.
Okay, that's what we had at Spa 24 hour. We thought Sato never had his lights on, but then you can see the lights on now. So it just seems funny.
Yeah.
But he didn't quite get there. He's fourth fastest Highlander. And you can see a lot of the Mercs there. We got Sato in the Merc in the 155.7 and Highlander in the Mercedes as well in the 56. And
I think this is going to be quite a quick lap.
Fish Racing sixth fastest in the other Merc.
There we go. He's improved it again.
He's improved again. So what's he done there? 55. Oh, geez whiz. That's unbelievable. Nearly second faster than the second car in Shad's, who's actually...
He's got, yeah,
I think...
fastest in all three sectors. Or, sorry, not all three. The last sector he's down by half a tenth.
Yeah, and the battle's going down because Shad's is actually the in the 147 Slightly Mad Racing Acura. He's second. He's actually leading the championship. And we've got Sato 15 in the Cash Show Mercedes 124 in third. So there's a difference of 40 points for these guys. So the race will be on over the next two nights, for Saturday and tomorrow night, and we'll definitely see. Saturday,
yeah, unfortunately,
we'll be definitely hoping that Shads will have a DNF. So, but Shads and his teammate in Cosmic Robbie have been in fine form, so that's going to be hard to see.
Unstoppable.
We'll go on so they can load up their tunes and get ready for the race. So we've actually got the
will be
first
nice.
session. The first session here, they've got their formation lap to do, and we've got ×5 time progression, starting in time of 12 p.m. in the afternoon, right at lunchtime, and we'll see that run for 55 minutes. So just under. You could just say under 5 hours anyway, so they'll be finishing before 5 p.m. in game time. So it should be interesting to see how the guys go, and there's a mandatory pit stop for everyone. So most guys will be interesting to see if guys are running the temperatures here at Nurburgring, being in November, set in November, very cold. You're looking at, I think the ambient temperature, Lockie, is only around about 10 degrees, and the track's probably only a little bit warmer than that.
I think it's even lower than that, actually, Woody. I think it's around about the 6 to 7 degree temperature, actually.
Yeah, you want your beanies and your gloves and your jacket on for sure.
Yeah,
as
very
a spectator
much.
out here. We're lucky in the commentary box with the nice air conditioning set at 23. We're laughing.
So we'll just go through the grid and where they are in the championship at the moment. So on pole position, we've got Sato here with the 124 Cash Out Mercedes, 40 points behind the leader at this stage.
Yeah,
with our leader right there in in third. Shad's in second there.
Yeah, he's
currently leading our championship.
Yep.
We've got Lloydie here, the wild card. He'll be racing with Triple Rotor tomorrow night, hoping to be a bit of a spanner in the works for all those guys challenging for the championship there.
Yeah, definitely.
Highlander, the other car contending for second place in the championship at the moment. He's the number 9 Black Falcon Mercedes.
Yeah, he's only he's only 6 points off second place actually. So
1 point behind third.
Yeah, which is Sato.
Unfortunately, the other car in that battle, the number 1 Belgium Auto Club Audi, has had to pull out of this event, unfortunately. I think they'll be in for tomorrow night, but they won't be able to beat these guys because there'll be multiple laps down, sadly.
Yeah, but we have got a time compression formula in place, so they'll base on the leading time and we'll base on that time formula. So they might find themselves about 3 or 4 laps behind. And then if they can actually run the full distance, they will be classified as a finisher, making the 70%.
Definitely pick
distance.
up some points, but
and it looks like Hyperjuice is actually going to be taking the number 1 Belgian Audi, so we'll have a look at that next on tomorrow night.
5th place here, we got Dado, who's had a really strong run in qualifying there, putting it in 5th. They're down in 9th in the championship. Unfortunately, you and Dado, but you are in the middle of a battle with the Machuca Porsche, tied on points.
We're
only 2 points behind the Garage 59.
Yeah, definitely, and
so
they're not running.
You can definitely pick up a 7th place here.
Yeah,
there is a 100% chance that you'll pick up a 7th.
We'll be fighting also.
Oh, sorry, not 100%, but yeah.
Just to let you know too, we're 16 points behind 6th place, which is the number 30 Ram Racing Team Mercedes. I think what is it, Fish Racing and Taipan.
Very
Should
true,
be just
that's-
behind us, so there's a possibility there. We can just
Yeah.
steal 6th spot from those guys.
Yeah, so if he picks up a good run, definitely chance there. Speaking of the number 30 Ram Racing Mercedes, they line up in 6th place tonight. 6th and 6th. Too easy for me.
Yeah, definitely. And just behind there is that BMW, which is a nice looking BMW, but we haven't seen enough of it actually in this series, unfortunately.
Yeah.
A New Zealand counterpart in Chuck Racing hasn't been able to actually do any racing. He was really looking forward to this, but he's had some family problems with his young daughter, which is unfortunate. But hopefully everything's going all right, and she's a lot better than what she was a few weeks ago. But yeah, we got Simo taking the reins of that BMW. And we'll see. We're just ready for a start.
Took a little too long there with our grid talk, but here we go on the start of the race.
Looks like a nice clean start from Sato. He's just gapped the field and he's got
Good
a clear
start
run.
from the McLaren there.
Yeah, he's really tucking into the back of Shads, and we've just got. Looks like Dado just gave Shads a little clip there on the left side.
Mercedes went quite deep into turn 1 there. Gave himself a bit of a scare.
It doesn't look good, that McLaren, the number 2 Vodafone. We haven't seen that as a wild card entry. That's a beautiful looking car. And he's AJB's teammate Highlander, 177. He's been very, very strong throughout the series. He's just, I think he might have dropped a place with Fish Racing at the start of the race.
Yeah, they're right next to each other actually at the moment. I think Islanders dropped a couple of spots because Dado's moved up to 4th there.
Yeah, great
He's
start.
had a really good start there, Dado.
Beautiful start by the number 88 team, Maxi Autosport, Acura.
Number 9's struggling at the moment. He's lost the back end coming out of the hairpin there. He's run really wide through there.
Yeah, I'm just sure that the Highland's just trying to get that the tyre pressure sorted out. Might be just a little bit cold after the formation lap. Simo's just running a bit right
there.
And Simo's surely.
Wonder what's happened to Right Soa there. He's fallen quite back there. And Gear 3's going to jump up the inside of Simo there.
Oh, he's having a good look. He's having a very good look coming up to the chicane. Thought the
He's a hard racer, Simo.
And so is Gear 3 Gaming.
Fair.
Gear 3 Gaming can be very tough to overtake, and I think it's been mentioned that some of the faster cars, when they come up to lap him, find it a little bit difficult to pass him sometimes as well. So he's an ultra competitive driver. He's a young fella, and he's a very clean driver as well. Gear 3 Gaming, and he loves his motorsport.
Lloydie must have made a mistake there because Dado's actually moved into 3rd place there. That is a dream start for the number 88 Acura.
We could be the Stephen Bradbury of the Nurburgring 9 hours, so stay tuned for that,
yeah,
guys.
Falls down.
Going really well, and we've got in the
Still
commentary,
a long way to go.
Duck Racing thinks he's in front in the lead at the moment. He reckons he's had the best start of any race ever. So, but unfortunately, the number 1 Belgian Audi club, Team WRT Audi, is not even in the starting grid at the moment. He reckons he's flying. I'm sure he's flying after having a few JDs and Cokes.
Fish is all over the back of Lloydie here. Would not surprise me if we see a overtake attempted in the next half a lap.
These cars look beautiful on this track. They really suit the Nurburgring GP layout. And Dark Racing's going so fast that we can't even catch him on camera at the moment. So yeah, credit to Darky, but he might find himself about 4 laps behind tomorrow night. So I wouldn't be I wouldn't be bragging too much, Darky. But anyway, we'll leave you
Simo hasn't
to be in that moment.
Certainly hasn't fallen off the back of Gear here.
No, he's got
All
those
over
yellow
the
lights
still.
shining.
He's going to go
on
up the
Simo.
inside here. Oh, not quite. He's broken a bit early. No, he hasn't broken early. He's gone late. Yep,
Oh,
and he's going to
he's-
have to redress the spot there. He cut the chicane, I think.
Oh,
Oh, he spun the car.
He's just
Ooh,
Pegasus just broke. Well, he was on
brilliant
the exits.
from Pegasus there.
Yeah, great avoidance by Pegasus, but he's managed to get that position. But it looks like Gear's fighting him still. He'd be angry with himself with that mistake.
I think the best thing for Pegasus here will let Gear go, because Gear's going to have the red mist at the moment. He might make a few mistakes. Speaking of mistakes, he must have missed that one, because both the Mercedes have jumped McLaren there.
Yeah, this Nurburgring GP circuit is really suiting these Mercedes, the AMGs. You've got Sato actually really on the back of Shads by the looks of things as well, but this battle here for, what is this, for 4th, 5th and 6th is unbelievable.
I think Shads has gone past Sato at some point there, because it was the other way around less than a lap ago.
We've got Fish really hounding Highlander in their number 9 Black Falcon. The Van Motorsport car's
not
really...
done either.
No, Lloyd's not he's just waiting there just to see what happens with the two Mercs, but Fish really wants to get on with this. You can see Dado gapping these guys and really wants to get in front of Highlander. You can see Highlander just making the, just protecting the line.
Look who's rearing up on the back of Lloydie as well.
Yeah, full car
Holding
battle,
each
this is
other
what
up.
we like to see.
Yeah.
It's taken a while for the Merc to
Fish
really
has gone around
find
the
its
outside.
And he's got a
the
good
inside
run.
for the next part.
just can't get that
bit of
bit.
contact, and Lloydie's going to bail here, I think.
I think Lloydie's done a really good move here. I think he's been thinking he's been held up here. He's going to do the undercut because he's just going to do a drop it. Oh, here we go.
Fish is up the inside. I wonder if Highlander had a slowdown at the last chicane, because he did sort of jump the curb.
Yeah, but we've just had Fish Racing take that spot now for 4th position. So now we can take off and try and catch Dado Racing in 3rd spot. He's what, about 4 seconds or so in front.
Now Simo's all over the back of Highlander. Looking to pick up the top 5, I think, here.
I just wonder if Highlander's had any problems with his tyre pressures at the start of the race, because he's really struggling with this the number 9 Black Falcon at the moment.
And he's off again.
So, yeah, and he's let Simo through. Maybe Highlander might want to take that option of taking that pit stop and hoping that the tyre pressures can be resettled. But we've got Sato really pressuring here for the lead. Look at this, and
I
this
just
is the
noticed
battle.
it dropped to less than a 10th for a second there.
Yeah, we got 1st in the championship and 3rd in the championship here, guys. And they're fighting for the lead of the Nurburgring 9 hours. Only the start, we've only seen less than 10 minutes actually at the moment of racing.
It's been a very, very exciting 10 minutes. We've been up and down and everywhere. And look who's in the background there, not too far away.
He's Dado, yeah. He's really monstering that Acura. He wants to get on the back of Shads, because Shads is the leading Acura at the moment, and maybe want to try and get an Acura 2 Acuras on the podium for the Nurburgring 9 hours. Oh, Sato's just making sure that Shads knows that he's there.
Nose. And I think you might have hit the nail on the head there with Highlander, Woody. He's coming in at the moment.
Yeah, it looks that way. And we've got Reeps at the moment, just mentioning about the Go AMG. He's a fellow AMG driver. He came out and gave his AMG a little run during the practice session on Thursday, and just to get a feel of how it went. I believe that they're going to be having a GT3 series running very shortly, and I'm sure that everyone at ANZCRL Combined Racing League will be interested to find out all about that. And we'll wait.
Well, there's your AMG for your Reeps.
And there he goes, and that's the one that he was actually in. He was actually in Sato's car, giving it a run. And
he was
guest appearance
we,
as a
we
test
like
driver.
to say he was our reserve test driver.
Mighty
But,
fast. Second on the practice sheets on Thursday, and we can just
Shad's is
see
wide
now.
there. So he's gone real deep trying to get up the inside, I think, and he's just sort of fallen back there. Sorry to interrupt you there, Woody.
Yeah, no, this is very spicy. This battle here for first is what we've come to see between these two, Shads and Sato. It's been a battle between the Merc and the Acura most of the series.
But on the other topic, I will keep it locked onto this battle. But I'll just mention, Lloydie made the right call clearly before. He's jumped Highlander.
Yeah, we're just having a look at Sato.
Oh.
Something's going wrong. Hopefully he's not having
Hang
a
on a
disconnect.
second, what's happened here?
That's not looking good
He
for
went
Sato.
He froze, and then all of a sudden he was on the inside of the grass.
Yeah, he might have had a problem with his internet, I'd say. So I bet he'll be taking the time to have a pit. Get that thing sorted. But it looks like it's what were you saying about who was you talking about, Simo or something?
That car's crapping at the moment. I wonder if he's clipped the wall there on the way round.
Yeah, I think he's had a screen freeze there, unfortunately, everyone. So that's the things that we've got to put up with sim racing sometimes. And unfortunately...
We'll just... Oh, Simo's just gone up the inside of Fish Racing here. And Dado's gone to the lead.
Whoa, what's happened with Shads? Maybe something's happened with the leaders. Maybe there's been a little bit of a screen freeze for those guys, and Dado's benefit. And he's got his number 88 Acura in front.
Yeah, so just to mention all the shake-up there, we've had Dado go to the lead, Simo's come up into third, and Sato's fallen right back to the back at the moment. I would attest to the fact that he's been in that pit lane for quite some time there. Possibly a lot of damage to repair.
Yeah, and we've just got Dark Racing, obviously noting the facts, the Kerr sponsor of the Cash Now sponsor, and it's just unbelievable how much hard luck that the sponsors are having. It can be the V8 supercars, it can be the GT3 cars, whatever they want to sponsor. They're just nothing's going their way.
And someone else who's catching shads at the moment, Simo Racing. He just picked up half a second in the last sector, so watch this space at the moment.
The Nurburgring circuit's throwing a lot of things around at the moment. We haven't seen this for a long time. Hopefully everyone's...
Good racing, exciting.
Yeah. Hopefully not too many technical issues. Hopefully it's all been sorted. It's not going to affect our racing tonight, but we've still got the 10 in that started, so that's a good thing.
Yeah. So Shads has just put in a 2:08 for his last lap, so definitely something didn't go to plan there. Sato's back out of the pit lane at the moment, but I guarantee that will be a dejected face in that behind that helmet there.
Yeah, but he's had his pit stop, and we know that also Lloydie had his pit stop early as well, so the distance between those two is what we've got to look at, because Lloydie had his pit stop
About
early.
33 seconds at the moment.
Yeah,
it's
so
a shame, but
that was more to do with the damage.
also had a pit stop there.
Yeah, okay. But I'm sure Sato with his pace, if he has no more glitches, I reckon there was a glitch between those two, because it's funny that Shad's had the same problem at the same time. Dropped a lot of time, so yeah. But anyway, it's
I wonder if
Dado.
the whole field's had that issue, because Fish Racing lost a lot of time as well to Simo. I think it might have been a case of where were you at the time that it happened, because it looks like everyone's lost a lot of time.
Yeah, but it's really spiced up the battle for the lead with Dado now in front, and Shad's chasing hard, and also Simo Racing the BMW, the Michael Shank Racing. He's really looking for that elusive podium that he's been waiting for all series.
You know who this helps a lot if they start fighting? This really helps that wild card of Lloydie here. He's out in clean air at the moment, driving his own race.
Yeah, could
putting
that
in
be
consistent lap times.
could that be the Jamie Whincup pit stop that he did today? You know, did a really early pit stop and benefit from it. He might find himself, you know, sharing the champagne. Well, it's not actually the champagne at the moment at the end of this session, but he might set himself up for Taipan to, actually Lloydie, sorry, he's good teammate with Triple Rotor tonight, this
Yes.
So Triple Rotor might be sharing the champagne with Lloydie Sunday night.
Good lap there from Dado, 58.6. Quicker than Shad's, notably.
Yeah, he's in that happy hour at the moment, Dado. One of the statesmen of our league, one of the eldest, and he's out there just showing all the young guys.
Age is only a number.
That's right.
You just have a look at someone who's fallen off the back of Simo here, Fish, at the moment. I wonder if that's just the Mercedes starting to fade as the steep goes on. It's very quick early, but I wonder if that was just a bit of a horses for courses sort of thing. Quick at the start, but it's starting to fade.
Yeah, those most of the... Oh, we got Night Pegasus just looped it.
I thought I heard an Audi backwards. It's a very distinct
engine.
Wants to be
careful of Gear Through Gaming just coming back through.
That's a shame there. He's doing really well sitting in 5th place there.
Yeah, he's in the VP Gaming D Audi R8 LMS. Number 8. Him and Mazzuzo's been doing not a bad job. They've been getting better as the series gone on.
Yeah, I think it's been really good learning experience for the both of them. I know Pegasus at the start was struggling with his wheel settings for a while, and yeah, Jake and I actually sat down with him and helped him out. Oh, I didn't really do much. Jake did all the work. He helped him through with his wheel settings because they both run the same wheel. So Jake sat down with him, and when they were doing the Le Mans race, they sat down and helped each other out a bit. So,
yeah,
and ever since that Le Mans race, he's been starting to do quite well with his after he fixed up his wheel settings.
Yeah, we've just got a comment by Reeps about the Audi sounds, and yes, every race we always talk about how good the Audi sounds, you know, especially when we were at Bathurst, we were loving the sound of the Audi going over the top of the mountain and down, so the Audi has been a crowd favourite of the Intercontinental GT Challenge.
Here's the other car that sounds quite nice, the Porsche, as we watch Sato climb onto the back of it. I don't think there'll be much of a fight put up here. Well, I could be wrong. Because I have no doubt Sato would have put fresh tyres on there, knowing he had the damage.
Yeah, I'm sure he has.
It's just him.
Yeah, he'll go for that fastest lap, and he'll keep pressing on. As you know, we just looked at Pegasus just looping it there, but we know we got the time compression formula coming into effect after this race, so Sato's definitely not out of this race. So he's just got to push on, and as we believe he's going to be doing a double stint and racing, taking up his option to be able to do the full race on his own, and could see the Cash Now car up in front by the end of Sunday night.
Well, that's the plan anyway.
Yeah, last round he had a terrific... Dado's just finding the grass.
Just gone off.
The curse of the leaders here at Nurburgring, they're just not being able to stay on the black stuff. But I was just saying that the last round there at Sakito over in Japan, Sato absolutely blitzed the field in that first session. He was really one with the car, wasn't he, Lockie? I know that he had some troubles there in the second session, but you know, in all honesty, that performance from Sato was unbelievable in the first session. And
I know I had troubles early, but towards the end of that stint, I was one of the quicker cars on the field. I managed to gain up and catch Masuzo towards the end. It's just a shame I ended up losing a lap and a half at the start.
Yeah. We just got
Lloyd get onto the back of Pegasus.
And Night Pegasus in 6th at the moment, so it's unfortunately he's had a few spins because he could find himself up a bit further up the field, up the line of the traffic.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure he's made his pit stop yet, but could be wrong. Could be very wrong.
Yeah, I don't think he actually has pitted, but as we know, Lloydie has pitted.
Lloydie's leading the guys who've pitted at the moment. Lloydie probably won't be too pleased about getting stuck in behind here. Nothing he can do about it because it's the position, but it could be hurting his chances of the race win here.
I think you nailed that on the head there, Lockie. I think he'd be very ropeable at the moment, just hoping that Pegasus can let him through.
And Pegasus doesn't have to let him through. Pegasus is quite within his right to hold him off.
Yeah, exactly right.
Oh, Lloydie's run a bit wide there.
And all this is doing
Probably
with
starting
Lloydie.
to get a bit frustrated.
Yeah, he's just burning up his tyres too. He's going to start wearing out his tyres, and being an early pit stopper as well. That might affect him later in the race as well when the other guys have pitted.
Yeah, some guys might take on a fresh set of tyres, and it could quite a lot hurt him actually.
Yeah. And we've just got Fish racing here, only 6 seconds now behind Shads. He's really come into the mix in the number 30 BAM Motorsport. BAM
Daddo's,
Racing, I should say.
Simo's coming to the pit lane here.
That's going to give second spot to Fish in the Mercedes.
He's going to free him and he's going to unleash him on Shads there.
So we'll just see. This should be just a drop and go type thing. He shouldn't be needing any tyres or anything. Doesn't look like he's had any damage. Maybe just he might have had just a little bit of engine repair. He's been stuck there for a little while. I wonder if
he's changing tyres. I think he's been there for quite some time actually. I wonder what's going on here. It doesn't put any. Maybe he's put a bit of fuel on.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I actually didn't see what his fuel was. Sorry, before he came in.
Yeah, that's my bad on that one. I didn't show it. Sorry about that. But
that's
Lloydie's gotten past Gear, who's just disconnected actually.
Oh no! So what lap was that? Lap 11.
Yeah, lap 11. So we'll note that one down for him, and he'll get compressed up. There you go, Darky. You got a target now.
And we've just been told Darky's not actually racing. His teammate will be racing for him. So we've got, I think, what is it? Cosmic, I think it is. I'm not too sure. His teammate.
Yes. Well, all things considered, I think Simo has made a net gain on Highlander here because he was behind him before the pit stops. He's now in behind Knight Pegasus, who's proven to be a bit harder to overtake than we first thought. And we've got those leaders in the pit lane here.
Yeah, so there we go with Fish just taking the lead, but he's still got a pit. It's going to be interesting to make sure that Shads he probably hasn't had too much damage, but he has actually had a spin off the track, so hopefully he hasn't had too much issues.
And that pit crew there is for the Porsche of Right Solar, just so that you would know at home, folks. It's just that he had another spin, I think. The Shads is a stop and go there.
Yeah, he was very quick. It's been very clean in this session, so he hasn't had to worry about any repair of any damage. But we've got Scott Lloyd. They're just coming down to the starting strip, so he's not too far away actually from Chads at all.
Well, the gap's about 6 seconds, which was about the gap back to Fish. So it's going to be quite close between Lloydie and Fish.
Yeah.
Could be interesting to see who comes out on top, whether or not the undercut was the right way to go.
It's getting very congested around here for 6th spot, 5th and 6th. Oh, we just had Highlander. It looks like Pegasus was struggling there mid-corner at the apex and just slowed down a little bit, which caused Highlander just to tag him. And hopefully Highlander hasn't had too much damage with that little kit. I don't think you can blame Highlander for there. It looks like Pegasus was struggling through mid-corner.
I think that will be one to note down for a bit later to talk about. I think if it's tight between the two at the end of the race, there might be some questions asked.
Yeah.
You've got Sato here. He's actually closed in quite rapidly on the leaders here. He was a minute down earlier, and now he's only 49 seconds down.
Yeah, so we've just got Gear 3 game. He's just saying that hasn't gone down well, but definitely, mate, as we know, with the compression, you've done 11 laps, so you should hopefully still be in amongst the battle for the... we've hyper-juiced in Darky's team.
At least you'll have someone
Belgian,
to fight with.
number one Belgian Audi club, so there'll be a bit of a battle there tomorrow night. Just seems to be that the lobby hasn't been very stable as what it normally would be on a Saturday night. We've usually had pretty good lobby stabilities on Saturdays over a Sunday. Just looking at Shads here, holding third position, just chasing down Dado, who still has got a pit at the moment.
Hasn't really taken a lot of time out of him though. He came out of the pit lane 20 seconds behind the leaders, and he's still 20 seconds behind the leaders. So
Yeah,
Shads hasn't quite got the edge that he has normally.
Why don't we just go and have a look at the leader at the moment, because I believe that he's probably waiting to pit soon. He might be running for the next 5 or 10 minutes before he takes the opportunity to take the mandatory pit stop, as will Dado. And he's
It's
got a
definitely
lead.
been a different kind of race.
Yeah.
In the past
was
we've
the-
seen, because we've all been on the hard... Oh, a bit wide there. Sorry. I cut you off again there, sorry.
Yeah, I'm just saying that he's still got a lot of pressure there with Dado in second position, only 3 seconds behind him. So he's just pushing that little bit at the moment, Fish, with that sun starting to set too, which will be blinding them in the eyes coming into the first corner. Oh yeah, Sato now on Night Pegasus. This is for position, for 5th spot.
A 7th spot, I think.
Is it? I'm not reading right, sorry,
Yes.
my eyes, yeah, 7th spot, so 8th, yeah, 7th spot.
I think 5th place at the moment has a penalty, Simo, which we'll get to in a minute once we watch this battle unfold.
Oh, he's made easy
Nice
work by
jig
the
to
looks
the
of
left
that.
there.
And you just see Pegasus knew that he was there, and just he went to turn in, just knew that he was still there, and backed it off a little bit so he didn't turn in on him.
Very, very good driving from both drivers there.
Yeah, Pegasus has been a very respectful driver as he's learning his craft. And I'm sure that we'll see him by the end of the year up in the midfield battles, as he getting accustomed to the game.
We'll just have a look now at the moment. We'll just give a quick squeeze on the penalty. So Simo at the moment's just got the 1 second penalty there.
Yeah, so that won't affect him too much, especially in this first session.
I don't know about you, Woody, but do you want to jump on board with the leader for a lap or so while he's coming around to the end of this lap?
I think we should definitely go on there, and everyone can turn their volume up and listen to this AMG sing for a lap around the Nurburgring circuit. We're just coming into the final chicane area, and I'll leave it up to you there, Lockie. You can go through the circuit if you know it.
I don't know the corner names too well, but I'll try my best.
I don't have to worry about the corner names, but as you know, we're going down the main straight, so I'll leave that up to you.
So we're coming through the main straight here into turn 1. Very tricky braking zone. Downhill, bumpy, turning, tight apex. So many things to think about. And then you're straight thrown into turn 2 here. You're coming through. As you can see, not a lot of visibility on the apex there, but you just got to turn and hope. Going to turn 3, it just tightens and tightens and tightens. And then you go straight away into turn 4 there. The car does not want to turn the whole time as you're going through. You go straight up to turn 5, fast flowing corner that you really want to try and not so much nail the apex, but hold the line as you come. Then you switch straight back into turn 6, second gear, get the launch, straight down towards the hairpin. Another really interesting braking zone. Many different lines. I like to fire it in towards the first apex and take a late apex. Highlander likes to run it wide round the whole corner. So many different ways. Schumacher S. Looks like Highlander's lifting, but normally flat corner. And you come up to turn 10 here. Interesting corner, one of the harder corners on the circuit, surprisingly, because of the way it sort of starts off cambered, then off cambers on the exit. And turn 11 onto the back straight. Coming towards the kink. Technically turn 12, but just a kink, really. And we're coming up to the final chicane here. Difficult braking zone, uphill, bumpy, and you've got to try and get it in for the corner. Hasn't quite nailed it there, Highlander. As we come around to the last corner.
Sorry.
Oh, Fish, sorry. Fish racing there, sorry. He's just come around the last corner. Again, difficult corner, many different lines, and it looks like Fish has taken a very tight line through there.
Yeah, beautiful.
And there's a lap
lap,
of the Nurburgring.
Thank you very much, Lockie. That's giving the viewers a good insight of the Nurburgring GP and the difficulties the drivers face. And then add what Highlander's got here. He's got Sato right behind him. You put that behind you as well, and that makes it even harder as well when you've got someone so fast like Sato poking his nose.
You've got all these different things to think about. You're firing from one corner to the next, and then all of a sudden you start looking at the mirrors and there's a car behind you.
Yeah, it looks like Highlander's is holding his ground into the chicane, making it difficult for Sato to make his ground up after the little lag spike that it seems like he had earlier in the race. It threw away the lead that he had.
Well, Sato made a comment earlier during the week. He was quite impressed with Highlander. Even made the comment that I just couldn't shake him. He's just too quick at Sakito. So he's definitely not an easy driver to get past.
No, Highlander's been one of our original drivers back in Project Cars 1, and he's always showed a lot of pace in anything that he races in. And he's always very competitive.
Oh, bit of contact.
And Sato's just made sure he knows that he's there. Wasn't very clean, but it looks like both the cars should get away with no damage. Side by side rubbing. He's got a good run. He's going to find himself on the outside though. He's got to make sure he clears this before the braking area, before he turns in.
Oh, what a move.
That's a great move. I'm sure that the change of underpants might be on call when he comes in before the second session, but well done to Sato. That was a very brave move actually on the outside, but it also took Highlander to also give him that racing room as well, so very well done to both of them.
I think while we were on board with Fish Racing there, we must have missed it, but Simo Racing has fallen right back to 8th here. Quite unfortunate. He was having a really good run there.
Yeah, we've seen this a little bit throughout the series with Simo when he's raced as well. He has those little moments where something goes wrong. He has had problems with actually his hardware, with his wheel either disconnecting or not responding to what he wants with his gear shifts or double shifting. I know that I've been fallen to that as well. I think he's on the G920, and where it double shifts sometimes on you.
In the IndyCar series, I think he even had a situation where his Xbox decided that he wasn't going to be on the wheel anymore and that he needed his controller.
Yeah, okay. He's just having a nice look there on the inside, and as we can see, the professionalism there of Night Pegasus is just not giving him a lot of room, but still just giving him enough room so they don't make
textbook
contact.
Overtake.
Yeah. We've still got Fish Racer in front. He's actually made. He's actually put a gap on Dado. He's now 12 seconds in front. So he's really setting himself up for his pit stop. But in that time that we've been watching, Shads has actually made up roughly around about 3.5 seconds on Fish. Because last time when we seen him about 10 minutes ago, Shads was around 20 seconds behind.
Yeah.
He's roughly 16.5 seconds now behind racer, so he's just losing a bit of time to Shads at the moment. It'll be
still a
interesting
long
when he
race
makes
to
his
go,
stop.
but it will be interesting, yes.
Yeah, 20
I think we're
minutes.
getting to the point where those who are still running probably won't change tyres in their pit stop, because I don't think there's much time left to gain that time you lose back up.
Maybe for what Fish is doing too, as we know, the tyre pressures do start varying now with the sun going down, and going for that pit stop, even though we don't change tyres, or unless he does change tyres, but most of the times it just resets their tyre pressures again, and might get him those first 2 or 3 laps where he can get those little bit of fast times down and make a move on Shads, or make a little bit of ground on Shads, depending where he comes out.
I think Dado may have made a mistake on that last lap. As we just look up at the timing screens there, he's put in a 2:09.
Yeah, okay.
Fair
Yeah,
way
so
off the pace there.
maybe he's just had a little bit of a slide.
Right, the gap closed up then, sorry, between Pegasus and Simo. I thought Pegasus might have been having another go at him.
I was just looking at Right Sower's times too. He must have had a moment too, 2:11. So unfortunately, he's struggling there in 9th spot. But
as we look at Dado there, have a look in the background. Shad's rearing up behind him at the moment.
But only 2.5 seconds behind. But I was just saying with Right Sower, there he's got RSJ 37, his teammate, that's been proved to be very, very fast throughout the series. So he's just setting himself up there, hopefully to hand over the car to RSJ, which then he's one of those drivers that can actually make 4 or 5 spots in his stint. So
good to see the Porsche do well.
Yeah, and they have done well.
I think Dado might probably his best bet will be when Shads catches up. If Shads catches up to the back of him, probably dive into the pit lane, not lose too much time battling, because his race isn't with Shads at this stage.
Yeah, so the Porsche's best result that they've had in the was actually, I think it was in the Spa 24 Hours, where he came 5th in their Machuca Motorsport Porsche. I believe
that was a very good race from them.
Yeah, good run, and finished on the same laps as the leaders. Only 37 seconds behind. Very strong performance by RSJ. I think he did all the sessions in that race, as did Sato, which actually took out the. Did he take out the event or
at Spa?
Yeah. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Finishing 4th or 3rd or something.
4th, sorry, yeah. RSJ actually finished 6th, sorry, in that event. Yeah. 2 minutes behind. I was looking at the wrong graph, sorry.
There's the overtake for 2nd place there.
Yeah, Shads is definitely meaning business here. He wants to wrap up this title in this session. He wants to stamp his authority.
Well, the way we run our race, he doesn't actually get any points for this session, so we won't wrap it up just yet. But
he's looking very good for it. Setting it all up for the final session.
At this stage, though, it looks like Sato, should they finish like this, would pick up 2nd place in the championship, with Gear 3 Gaming disconnecting them.
Yeah, well done, well picked up. But this is a great battle here. Look at this Simo having a good look at Highlander. Just found himself on the outside. Just look for the switch back. It's a long corner to actually do the switch back.
It's a hard corner.
Yeah. I think you mentioned in your drive-through, like the onboard lap there with Fish, it's sort of really a double apex sort of corner it can be, depending on the line.
It could be lots of different lines, yeah. I know. Just noticed that Dado's coming to the pit lane there.
Yeah, he's taking that. He's mandatory pit, but Simo looks. Oh, you can just see Highlander just positioned his car just in that little bit to stop Simo to get that run.
Mm.
Still having a good look. He's just forcing himself on the outside all the time. Highlander positions his car so well.
BMW's definitely got the pace, but I think it's just the superior driving style of Highlander, just with the more knowledge, more time behind the wheel. Just knows where to position that car so Simo can't get through.
Yeah, you see that glare of that sun. These guys trying to pick up their, remembering their brake marker with that sun glaring in their eyes. It's going to be so difficult. And the extra shadows.
Just popped out right in front of these two as well. So it could be a three-way scrap here.
Yeah, okay, yeah, Dano in 5th spot. Simo will be, both of these guys will really be enjoying this battle. It's been very clean so far.
There's Knight Pegasus there coming into the pit lane.
Yeah, he's just taking that mandatory pit stop. But I think Simo won't be too much longer until he actually makes this move on Highlander. He's just got to work out where Highlander is a little bit slower.
And Highlander there firing it on the apex so that he can't get past. A bit like how I like to drive the corner.
Yeah. I think he'll just be making that waiting for that time when Highlander just tries to put his... Oh, you can see he's just made that mistake there, Highlander.
And there, he's round.
Yeah.
And he's into the wall too. There'll be a bit of damage there.
Yeah, I think it'll only be slightly. He seems to just sideswipe it, but yeah, the game, you just don't know what the game sort of damage physics are. And I think he should get away with that fairly unscathed. Highlander.
Just watch him for a bit here. We'll see how the car's behaving. If he starts jinking left and right on the straight, might have a bit of suspension damage. The nose is a little bit buckled up, but that could be from the contact with Knight Pegasus earlier.
Yeah,
So,
I think that's what it was. Yeah, actually, I think you're right there. But just weaving a little bit there under braking. It just could be him just composing himself again. He's
yeah, a bit of
out.
rhythm sort of out, not quite with it yet.
I'm just having a look there now. Fish Racing still's yet to pit, and Shads has made that inroads now, only 13 seconds behind. So theoretically,
Man
Shads
on
has
a
got
mission there, Shads.
The battle's going to be is where Race is going to come out. Is Racing going to come out just before Lloydie? That's the big question.
I think it's going to be, from what I can tell, Dado, he was what, 15 seconds behind the leader? Now he's 46, so it's about a 30-second pit delta.
Okay, so you might find that Fish is going to find himself, in 4th position, just in front of Sato, actually. This could get very juicy with what we've got 13 minutes remaining. Here we go. We're just talking about it. Okay, take us through it, Lockie. Yeah.
So we're expecting Shads to jump here. We'll just watch him go past here. Expecting him to jump past, but on numbers and mathematics, Lloydie should get into 2nd place, but it'll be very close between Sato and Fish. On numbers, it'll be around about 5 to 10 seconds. But as we know, Sato, pumping out 57s, he's going to be very quick.
Oh, yeah. There's Lloydie going through. So Lloydie will be taking 2nd. And he's just out Fish now.
Mobile there.
Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be very close.
Oh, there you go. A little bit less close, about main straight width, so about 5 to 10 seconds there.
Yeah,
you see when he crosses through the next micro split.
Yeah, about 10 seconds. By the looks of that.
Sorry we built up the hype there, folks.
Yeah, but it's still there. We've still got just under 12 minutes to go, so we know how fast Sato's going. Sato's a lot faster than anyone else on the track, pretty much.
Just have a look. I think he might even have the fastest lap at the moment. Yeah,
57.
Yep, does.
Yeah, he does. So Fisher's got a little bit of a battle there to hold 3rd in this first session. And Lloydie's doing a terrific job as a wild card, him and Triple Rotor in the number 2 Vodafone McLaren. 650S. What a great performance that both those guys have actually been reserve drivers for a lot of teams actually throughout the season. So what a fitting way for them to finish actually as teammates. It's a great story, and it'll be great to see them actually on
Hopefully
the podium.
Hopefully they even better. Nice to see them pick up a win. That'd be awesome.
Oh, we wouldn't say that. We're all competitors here, even though we're in the commentary booth. So we just have to drive tomorrow. So
I'm trying to be biased. I'm trying not to be biased here. Not. If I wanted to be biased, I'd turn around and say Sato would be winning this race. But you know, got to play it nice.
Yeah, I won't say any more about Lloydie though. We had a big laugh with him at around the 24 hours of Le Mans 24-hour race. But he's a classic guy, and I'd like to see him do well.
Unfortunately,
he's always
I jumped in the booth with Sato, and every time we flicked over to Lloydie, he was backwards in a wall.
Yeah, well, we might have to hopefully just take our view off him and maybe have a look at someone else. We can have a look at give it a little bit of time of right Sower at the moment. He's what's he there about he's actually 50 seconds actually behind Night Pegasus actually. So I thought he was a bit quicker, but my eyes caught me a bit wrong there.
A beautiful livery though. I really like this car. It's just a shame that it's off the pace at the moment. I think he's had a few issues with damage and the sorts. So
yeah, well, hopefully we'll see RSJ come out and make some great moves that like we've always seen. So I'm sure the Porsche's got a lot more to show tomorrow night.
There you go, gentleman driving there.
Yeah, as we expect here at ANZCRL. So you can always find us on the website at AUS-NZ CRL .weebly.com.au, and or find us at Facebook at ANZCRL. But we do like to promote good clean racing throughout our leagues on the weekend. And we do have a bit of a laugh every now and then and let our hair down. So, but generally in our series when we get serious, we definitely like to keep it clean. And mistakes do happen, but most of the time they are racing incidents. So, come and join us if you're in Australia or New Zealand, and I'm sure you'll have some fun here on Xbox.
You can see Sato reeling in the leader at the moment. He's not even going. He's not going for third. He's looks like he's going all the way at the moment.
Yeah, well, we might as well go and have a look at see what's going on. We've got any sort of. It's only got Sato really chasing down at the moment, doing 58.2. He's the fastest man on the last lap. We've basically just got under, just over 7 minutes actually remaining at the moment. So the sun's really going down in this final session. Lloydie has pitted, yes. We've just asked, Taipan has asked. He's actually...
he was our first in, wasn't he?
Yes, he was caught behind, I believe, a battle of about 3 or 4 cars early on, and decided that he was getting held up.
3 cars behind him. Fish, Datto, Simmer and Highlander were all fighting away in front of him, so he decided to duck it in, and look where he is now.
Yeah, it's really benefited, as I said to him earlier. I said earlier, it looks like it's the Jamie Whincup of the race, so... 7 minutes to go, and we've got still plenty of racing to go.
Does that make Shads and McLaughlin wins everything?
Shads, you don't know. Maybe he wants to be Kiwi. Maybe we should put him offshore, mate. We don't know.
Send him overseas, give him some rubbish internet. Might have a chance against him.
I believe the New Zealand internet's not too bad, but I think that the later time slot might slow him down. So anyway, but then, look at this.
And that is a lot of damage there.
That just reminds me of, who was it at the Bathurst one time going through the chase. Went straight over the sand trap. going back about 6 or
I think
7 years ago.
Oh, wasn't Stephen Richards, was it?
Oh, I don't know, went straight over the track and actually leapfrogged the whole track over the sand trap. But anyway,
I think it was,
that's his second little mistake.
It was continued on, so probably only just got aero damage from the looks of it.
But he's got Simo racing now. Look at this right behind him here in the BMW. I don't think Sato can hold off Simo. We'll wait and see with just 5.5 minutes remaining. He looks like he's got
a bit dodgy under brakes.
Oh, he's
would not surprise me if there's some suspension damage in there.
Yeah, absolute hands full. But anyway,
there might be the right call to stay out though with the time left and how much time you lose in a pit stop with that much damage. I think he would fall back well behind Right Solar, I would believe. So
yeah, he'd be gutted at the moment though. Like at the end of the day, that was one of the drives of the day. You know, after having that little internet problem where it looks like it took out the first two leaders actually of the race, and where it caused some damage, and he had to pit for damage, which might have been none of his doing. And for him to find himself that he was fighting there and he was in third spot, it was unbelievable. But anyway, it's caught him undone, just pushing that little bit hard. The bait was
and
out
our
there.
resident Stephen Bradbury here.
Yeah, Dado's in fourth position. And definitely the tow truck will be needed for maybe a few cars actually at the end of the race here. As Taipan's saying, the tow truck's been called for Sato, but we've had a little bit of incident. We had Highlanders brushing the wall as well, so hopefully they can keep it on the black stuff for the remaining 4 minutes.
I wonder what's happened here, because Shads has lost about 2 seconds on the last lap to this man right here.
Yeah, it was just a little bit of a slower lap. Maybe some traffic, we don't know.
Locked the brake somewhere, who knows.
Might have been gazing at the sun setting as well.
Or Sato screamed in the group chat.
Shad's one of those guys that likes to do some selfies every now and then, so he might have pulled out his iPhone trying to take a selfie while he's driving and found himself running wide. Yeah, but anyway, we'll wait and hear from that Shad's about that.
Just have a look around. We've got Fish Racing here in third.
Oh, that's been a strong performance actually by the Rare Motorsport Mercedes. I really like this car. I think it's one of the best out there. The livery, it's been a well picked
Golf inspired,
livery,
isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely the old Golf livery, and it's always been in the top half of the field throughout the series. And
sorry to flick off there. We've got Simo catching up to the back of Dado here.
Yeah, and we know that Simo's just got that 1 second penalty lagging over the top of his head, so even if he makes that move, he still might find himself still back in 5th spot.
Dado will know that, so he may even just move it over to the left-hand side for him there. Oh, I think I've spoken too soon there then, Woody.
Yeah, I think that Schubert car's he's just had that spin there in the BMW, unfortunately. Something that Sato's benefit. So that's very good. So any position that Sato can gain here in the remaining 2 minutes, he's happy. So I'm sure that he'll try and hold on to this. He will make this very hard.
Does not look good. It's jinking to the left on the straights, or to the right, sorry, on the straights.
Yeah, but even
There's
so,
a little
he's
bit
had
of suspension damage there.
Yeah, I think definitely they're lucky. But I think he's had those 2 or 3 laps now with that damage. So I think that he'll sort of know what's going on, and he'll have a feel for the car, and I'm sure that he'll be making it hard, life difficult for Simo to take that spot. Just so he can actually start in front of Simo, because he knows Simo is a fairly fast driver. So, and if Chuck does make the appearance tomorrow night, we know how fast Chuck is. He's one of our leading drivers in our group, and Sato will be wanting to actually, if he can, or just saying that he just would like to be in front if he could.
Yes, Simo giving him a little bit of a hurry up mid-corner there.
Yeah, did you see
The
the
other
brake
thing
lights
Sato won't
actually
like is the
reflecting off
flashing lights.
his cars? Yeah.
You
You
won't
could
be
actually see
pleased with that.
when Sato actually hit the brakes, you could see him reflecting off the actual BMW, off the front there of the bumper. But yeah, BMW drivers, they're always a pest, but Sato, he just doesn't look like he's got the power.
Certainly not making it easy.
It looks like he's down on power, but he's definitely holding that inside line.
Front engine car, it was a big front hit, possibly could have about 20 to 30 engine damage on that, so.
Yeah, I believe
and the aero as well.
The new Merc actually just been released actually at the Nurburgring 24 hours. Oh no!
I wonder if there might have been a little bit of a lag contact there.
Yeah,
it's very funny because it was running fine and then all of a sudden snapped.
Yeah, I was just going to say the new Merc they've actually increased the put a little bit more of a bar or something in the front of the car just to protect the engine a little bit. That you can see, and then new headlights and everything like that. New front end on the new Merc for 2020.
Yep.
And here we are. We're looking. This is the last lap here. We're looking at the leader for the first part of the session one. Sets himself up well into which I don't know if he's doing a double session or is Cosmic. He's actually taking over tomorrow night. But
that's going to be I think that's going to be a last-minute call from the sounds of it.
Yeah. So here we go.
The hope is that Cosmic will make it, but Shads is going to be on standby, ready to step in if needed.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, they've still got that that freedom to be able to do that. So Chaz can do the whole event on his own. So he's run a clean race, and he did have that little spin early on when both Sato and himself had a spin, which we believe might have been an internet problem. But no one was.
You can hear the screaming Audi in the background.
Yeah, it's a beautiful Audi. But here he comes up to the final bit of the chicane to finish off his lap and to take the checkered flag for the session one.
And
what's he?
Up and down, but well deserved.
Yeah, he'll be happy with that result. And about 11 seconds in front of Lloyd, the wildcard entry in the McLaren. Well done to Shads and Co in the 147 slightly mad race in Acura. And here comes Lloyd, a further 11 seconds behind. The Vodafone,
flashing the lights there.
Vodafone McLaren, and Fish Racing a terrific third spot, which will hand over to Fish Racing, which I'm sure, I mean not Fish Racing, to Taipan. I'm sure you'll be happy with that. Yeah, Taipan only with that time compression with 20 seconds. I think they're only going to be roughly only 4 seconds or so behind the leader. So I'm sure it's going to be race on tomorrow. And Dado Racer's given me something to chase and chew on tomorrow, so that's nice to see.
Very, very good drive there, P4. Hopefully you can put it on the podium, Woody.
Well, yeah, we really, I hope so. The old fellas can do something, so we'll see what we can do. And Simo,
a lot of quick drivers behind you, though.
Yeah, Simo taking out the 5th, and unfortunately Sato, I'm sure I'll see him.
Car's worse now.
I'm sure I'm seeing him overtaking me fairly early tomorrow, but I'll make it difficult for him. Don't worry about that. So yeah, there'll be no easy pass for him.
Unfortunate here, Highlander, quick in qualifying, couldn't quite pull it off in the race, sadly.
No, just not quite got it right, and
I think that car's been in the wall there.
Yeah, Night Pegasus has finished there in 8th. I think Right So is a lap down actually, so
yeah,
Night Pegasus will be the last man. But he finishes on the same lap by the looks of things, so he must have just stayed on the lead lap.
Yeah, he was right in front as we were crossing the line with Shads. So.
And I tell you what, that's a good performance by Pegasus. That's his aim, to finish on the lead lap, and you know, one step forward.
Compression.
All the time. Yep. And,
he'll be right within 20 seconds there, I reckon, on compression.
Yeah, so there's the results there. As you can see, we had the first 8 cars all on the same lap, so that's good to see in the first session. Right, so end up being a lap behind, but with the time compression, he'll find himself back on the lead lap. And
so he's a lap
battle,
plus a minute 28 there.
Yeah, he'll still be on. He'll still be on the lead lap with the compression.
Yeah.
But you'll have to wait for a little while. And we had Gear 3 Gaming
So
actually with
we've
11
just
laps.
had
He did so.
confirmation. Sorry. So just had confirmation from Sato there. It was a screen freeze early on that caused him to spin.
Yeah, well, I think that him and Shad's probably had the same
Yep.
thing, but that's unfortunate. But there's the results there, guys. And if you've head over to our Facebook group, you will see the time compression come up a little bit later and where they might start. Otherwise, tune in tomorrow from 7 o'clock. I think, I'm not too sure. I think it's actually Fish Racing is actually going to be the streamer. So Fish Racing 3, either on Mixer or Twitch, will actually be streaming the final event of the ANZCRL Combined Racing League's Intercontinental GT Challenge here at Nurburgring for the 9 hours.
I know, I'll be
until then,
tuning in.
yeah, so until then, we'll see you then. And thank you, Lockie, for helping me out tonight. It's been
Not
a
a
pleasure.
problem.
And until tomorrow night, have a good night, and we'll see you then. Thanks, guys.
See you later, everyone.